Ronald Thomas, Smith.
Bobby Delormier. They call me Crazy Legs.
Bill Sunday. My Mohawk name is Niagara. It means a sudden change in the weather.
I was 10 years old. Like I was recruited by our local church pastor, Father Michael Jacobs. He's in the Hall of Fame as a builder. And he created right out of our school, and because there was no minor lacrosse. And he sent one of his ex-players. Remember Paul LaFrance?
Yep.
Yeah, he used to play in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
No, field lacrosse. They were famous for winning, I think, 10 years in a row. I don't know what league that was, but they won anyway.
Well, I come to the team through family. Like my father, he wanted me to play lacrosse, and my grandmother, they wanted me to play lacrosse. But through his father, Angus, he got me pushed into lacrosse. He got me to play lacrosse. We didn't have a stick, so they gave me a stick to play.
I was about 13, 14 years old, and they got a lacrosse box in our district, and I just joined in with the team, and they had like a pickup team, and I just joined in, and that's how I got interested. And of course, I practiced quite a bit, and I developed a pretty good shot.
Oh, I would say these two. I was a defenseman after a while.
Luckily, I was a scorer, and the guy to punish for.
That's why he's got a sore back.
I got sore back, sore knees.
We used to have three guys his size. They're all like this. They call them Smurfs.
Yeah.
Three Smurfs.
They're protective.
They're like this. No, they're fast. No.
Yeah.
There was Frankie and Morty Cook, and they're all the same size, and
the
they're
midget
fast, and
the Smurf line, yeah.
No, they're like this. No, they're like darts. So all we did was just feed them the ball.
Yeah.
And they scored. Oh, it was after our junior days, and I joined Billy's team in '54, and when he said. I need a goalie. He says there was a big urban renewal in Syracuse, and both goalies took off. He says, I'm stuck for this Sunday's game. He says, well, I never played goalie before. He says, I won't teach you. And they had some antique equipment too, that baseball catcher's mask, the great big wire bars. Little skimpy arm pads and shoulder pads, and the chest protector came only to here, so you had to put your hand out like this. I think that's before they invented the
cup.
jar,
the cup.
Yeah.
The cup.
I made some renovations on the mask too. I hung one of them plastic under the chin to protect my long skinny neck at that time. I don't know. I just did it for self-preservation. The only minor system was Father Jacobs there with orange and a sandwich, and it was with a hot dog.
A hot dog and a Coke.
Yeah, yeah. He was famous for that.
Yeah. No money. This hot dog and a Coke.
Right up to
Yeah.
right up to senior age.
Yeah.
Some of us got started pretty early. No, we were still junior age when we were playing for the seniors.
We played the Green Gales, so we played them some exhibition games.
Yeah.
Green Gales.
I'll show you. When they were junior A, yeah.
And a team from Syracuse came down, and they were saying that they had invited one time the great football player.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was with them one time and came down and played against him, and
he was strong. He couldn't take the ball out, but he's got to poke the ball out of his stick and it comes out. He was so stiff.
Yeah, he was a good runner.
You're a good runner. Yeah, he could run through you, but other than that, his stick was too stiff. His arm was too stiff. He's too strong. But once you got the ball, you ran. He caught up to you anyway. So yeah, he was a good gentleman. He was a gentleman. He was. He played that game as he didn't go out there to hurt somebody. He just wanted to play the game. He loved the game, he says.
Mike Mitchell, he wrote a book about Oren when he was describing some of the guys that he used to play against, my father and his, Shine George and Louis Sunday, his uncle. And he said the hardest shot was my father's. He was a goalie in Syracuse University himself, so he how meager their equipment is. In college, no, they don't even wear leg pads or no, they got a little chest protector. That's it. No mask.
Yeah.
It's a helmet, but no mask.
Yeah.
And they got a great that big stick that uses that to I think the best years we had was in Valleyview, because most of our guys were together. Frankie was there, Larry Martin, Abe, and Wally Rompoint. He played up west too. And that was a good team. Dennis Jacobs, he's from here.
I went to Niagara Falls and I played for Niagara Falls Scobies. There was Intermediate A, Senior A, it's close to Senior A. You won the championship there. They both played. And I went up there with, they call it, with Abe and Frankie, the older guys, all these guys.
Cat was there.
Yeah, Cat was playing for Six Nations then, yeah. And a year after, 61, they asked us to play Senior A, Major A. And that's one of my highlights there. And after I played a few years for Ross Paulus in Six Nations, I played him 64, 65. I played for him there. Well, that's why I knew Cap and all those guys there, yeah. Hall of Famer there, Buck Smith. I knew him. Ross Paulus goes to me, he says, there's a big fight, 5 minutes left of the game. Big fight, the whole team. I didn't go in, I was sitting on a bench at that time, so he says to me, Bobby, what? Kill that penalty. We're 4-on-3 for the whole game now. You got to kill that penalty. And we're up 13-11. Man, I took a beating. I racked that ball. I took a beating all over the place.
I think best games I played was Niagara Falls when against Ross Paulus's team. We always ended up playing with them in the end.
In the finals,
playoff. I guess it was in probably 59,
60. 60, yeah, 60. Yeah, still remember. We played together, yeah.
And had some good games. We had I guess you could call it an all-star team because there was players from here that joined Tuscarora, and there was a player from Six Nations that come on our team. And the Seymour brothers from Six Nations, and Thomas, I think Thomas.
Thomas, yes. Seymour Thomas and I'm Thomas.
They play with us, and
That's the one I used to wear that football helmet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and of course our team, our line, we took a while. It took a little while to get reorganized, but we once we got together again, we played some pretty good games. I always tell my friends, I said that for me, I think I was lucky, and because I played with the best lacrosse players that, from our community, which is Ronnie's father and his Angus George, Enos, John Jacobs,
Louis Sunday.
Yeah. And against Ross Paulus, I guess the Paulus brothers, and if you can play against them and beat them, I think you really achieve something.
Well, our old system was you stayed on the floor. Now it's offense and defense.
Yeah, I think it's faster now.
200 feet.
I think it's faster now than it was years ago. We could rack the ball years ago and be a hero, be a star. Now you can't do that now. We got to get rid of that ball now. Yeah, that's the difference. Well, the guys from Peterborough, what's his name? The goalie, Wooten, the goalie. I couldn't score on him for nothing, that guy. Gary Moore, because he played here in the Mann Cup here in the Cornwall one year. He's not one I played against. He was a hell of a lacrosse player, yeah. And he taught me a lot too, just by talking to him, And there's Ham Nelson from St. Catharines. They're all gone, these guys now. They're all older than I was. I was just a kid.
The most impressive player that I ever played against as a defenseman was Buck Smith.
Oh, Roger Buck. I
was
played
like
with
a
him
dart.
too. Yeah, I played with him.
Going
Yeah.
like that.
He's
You
one of
think
the,
he's going down and he jumps across and he's by you. And, bye. And you
yeah,
can't catch
yeah.
him.
He was good. He was Buck Smith was. He's CLA. He not Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
he
in the
ended up-
CLA.
he ended up
Canadian
with,
Lacrosse.
Mann Cup.
Yep.
He won the
Yeah.
Mann Cup.
Couple
right?
years he won it.
Well, the
Future.
best bet is to go for college scholarships, you know. And there's enough junior players right now that, you know, they're pretty. Some of them jump right direct to you know, Syracuse and even down south. Near Maryland's got always have a top class college division. They're number one. 3 or 4 of our juniors,
the
that's where they went.
The Shenandoah still went down there. Yeah.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse is well known, and there's another Division 3 in Syracuse that's called Onondaga
Onondaga Community College.
That's
Yeah.
where my 2 grandsons went to for 2 years, and they won both years. You know, they won the division.
Yeah, I recommend if you're senior and junior in high school, if you're a good lacrosse player, you've got the talent, get your studies going and go to school. There somebody will recruit you somewhere. Yeah, that's what I think.
I think lacrosse is a great game. It keeps you sharp.
Yeah.
It keeps you alert. I encourage young people to play the game, and because it teaches them discipline too.